And welcome back to the Constitutionals Podcast. I'm your host, Chad White. If you didn't know, this is the premier podcast for the website, cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. We are starting this one. Going to be readjusting the mic for several seconds. If you hate the sound, please tweet at us. I won't check the Twitter. Welcome back. This is it. This is the show. If you know this voice, then you know who I am. As you can see, it is bright as the dickens. Watch the video, youtube.com/cpluscomedy. Bright as the dickens outside. Listen, I found out something very important. So I've had Squarespace as the model site for the website. The model site? The host for the website. cpluscomedy.com. And I've had that for the past 7 years now. It's 2020. So it started in 2013. Yeah. 7 years now. I didn't go anywhere else. I knew I wanted to go to Squarespace. They've been redesigning and doing some stuff over the past couple of years and just trying to make everything easier. This week. So before you would have to, if you wanted to, it used to be like you used to pay $10 a month and or $120 a year. You can do anything you want, make any type of website you want. Sell anything you want. Then they introduced these tiers, and then they made the tiers more expensive. They took away some functionality from the bottommost tier, which is what I pay for. And now, like if you want to embed something or do some source coding, then you have to pay for the most expensive tier. The air turned on. That's what that noise was. I was wondering what that noise was. You can't hear it. Probably, I don't know. So so this week, after like 4 years of not paying for the expensive, I think for a couple of months I paid for the expensive tier so I could have so people could watch the video that's embedded from YouTube directly on the website. This week I'm sitting there just doing something on the website, and then I have a thought. There's two types of embed buttons on Squarespace. This means nothing to nobody. I just want to tell the story because I'm very pissed. Two types of embed buttons. One is where you can embed like deep code, like deep video code. You can resize it and all that stuff. And the other is just embedding a video. Guess which one is on the free tier? Embedding a video. I didn't even know. I thought it was two different things. I thought they were both the same thing. I thought you couldn't embed video on the website. For years, I thought I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I have to pay for the expensive one. So after finding that out, and the only reason I found out was because I posted. Sometimes I don't have my laptop on me, which is all the time. if I'm at work or something and I don't want to log in on my work computer because it's just too much of a hassle, which it is. You got to type in a password. Then I got to go to my authenticator app and type in this two-factor authentication number. It's a whole thing. And I get this email from Squarespace that says, "Hey, did you log in?" I don't want to deal with it. So the iPad has a Squarespace app. Went there, embedded a news time a couple times, embedded the Constitutionals a couple times. Bam, it's on the website. And I'm thinking, oh, am I bypassing the system? No, it's just a regular way to embed. So here we are. So I discovered that earlier this week, which is I think like Sunday. Saturday, because I did all of the Constitutionals on Saturday. So I went through episode 1 to episode 146 of the Constitutionals, and I embedded every single video. So if you want to go to the website, cpluscomedy.com, and you click on you type in they're well tagged as well. So if you're looking for Luminary, just type in Luminary on cpluscomedy.com. Boom, you can find it. Type in Disney, you can find one of the many thousand Disney stories I did on there. Link to the Constitutionals, links to News Time. Speaking of News Time, guess who went back and embedded 281 episodes of News Time? It took me 2 hours. The Constitutionals took me a little over an hour, and I think I was just watching like Law and Order or something. And that was at home. And that was at home on a laptop, so it was just like a lot of me just doing this like in front of the TV. But then I was at work, and so I was able to do it there. And it took me a little over 2 hours. It was, God. But I wasn't doing anything at work because I knew I was just going to sit on YouTube and watch some stuff or write something. So it's like, or write something. So I just did that. It was truly horrific. My hands hurt. Since we have Max at work, we edit on Max, so my entire hand was like a claw. Like if you remember the episode of Friends where Chandler and Phoebe, which is I think like one of like a handful of episodes where Chandler and Phoebe were communicating, where they were friends hanging out, just them two, where they were playing. It was very late in the series. I think it's like season 9 or 10, where they were playing Miss Pac-Man, I think, and it was the claw, the one with the claw. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Anyways, all that to say is, and then also I did it for the shorts I shot, for the documentary I shot, for the cartoons that Chad Kroger and I made. So every single video I have ever made for C+ Comedy that has not been deleted from the YouTube channel, because there have been some, is now on the website. So there you go. If you're wondering, that's the reason, because I wasn't paying for the embed option, the code embed option. Whereas I can just put in the URL and boom, it's up there. So thank God. Now I can just link to the website instead of linking to the YouTube page, and then people realizing that there's because my theory is that like I would link to the YouTube page on Twitter, and then people would go, oh, look at this YouTube, and just only see the YouTube, but they wouldn't see the whole breadth of what we have to offer at cpluscomedy.com. Speaking of which, we will lead off the second half of what I was going to, the second half of the show with what I was going to say. Let's go on to our first story. Hold them in suspense, baby. If you ever want to know when the second half of this show starts, as long as I have this DSLR, just jump ahead to about 16, 17 minutes. That's when the second half would generally start. Because that's when the DSLR shuts off. This first story comes from the Hollywood Reporter. Written by Natalie. It just says Natalie. Somebody forgot to put their byline in. Fox is in talks to acquire ad-supported streamer TUBI. Report. TUBI is an it's an ad-supported streamer. It's basically free TV. You go to the website, you can watch, from dusk till dawn. They got TVs and movies. TVs and movies. Here we go. That's the title of this episode. TVs and movies. They got TVs. Oh, crap, is what I meant to say. This show's supposed to be clean, and it's going to remain clean. And that's all we have to do. Okay. So, TUBI is TUBI. You go to TUBI. They've got TVs shows. They got movie shows. And you watch them for free, obviously. Movies like Snitch, Hostel, Wild Card, Igor, if you ever want to watch that. All you have to do is sign up. They have apps all over the place. They have Android apps. They have Roku apps, Apple apps, Xbox apps, I believe. So this would be a good way for Fox to get into the streaming race, because everybody's got a streamer. Viacom has Pluto, as well as CBS All Access, and then whatever they're building off of both of those. We've got HBO Max coming, which is from AT&T, which owns which owns Warner Media, because it's not Time Warner anymore. Disney's got Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. So there's a litany, and NBC has Peacock. So there's a litany of streaming services, obviously. Fox Corp is looking to bolster its streaming bona fides through an acquisition of ad-supported TUBI. This comes from the Wall Street Journal. The valuation is going to be at about $500 million. The deal talks come around a boom of interest in free ad-supported video streaming, blah, 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 blah. TUBI has shows like has movies like The Last Samurai, shows like The Bachelor, but it's like old episodes of The Bachelor, from partners including Lionsgate, MGM, and Starz. There's 25 million monthly users. If you truly did not want to pay for TV, you could just have like an antenna on your TV. You could pay for just Netflix, like one streaming service, Netflix, $13. But still, antenna on your TV, Tubi, Crackle. There are so many free. VUDU's got some free stuff, which I think is going to be bought by somebody else, but I forgot who that was. Anyway, but there's just, I think it was NBC. There's so many ways to watch TV now that's free. If you could survive ads. Now bouncing, booing off that. Yeah, NBC wants to buy VUDU. This came late last week. NBC Universal in talks to acquire Walmart's VUDU video service. This is from Hollywood Reporter, written by Natalie Jarvie. So Natalie Jarvie wrote both, if you're wondering. VUDU operates a digital marketplace for movies and TV shows, as well as an ad-supported streaming service. So VUDU is a place where you can buy movies, you can buy TV shows. Well, although I would never buy a TV show there because it'd be gate kept there. But the movies, if it's one of the studios that supports movies anywhere, then obviously you can watch anywhere. They have some good sales on VUDU as well. You can also you can watch free movies and free TV shows on VUDU. But one of the things that I really like about VUDU is a service I have yet to take advantage of with VUDU is you can get your DVD or your Blu-ray of pretty much any movie. I don't know about TV shows, but pretty much any movie. And there's some movies that aren't supported, some movies are. But anyway, you take the DVD. You scan the barcode. You pay $3 for a DVD or $5, I believe, for a Blu-ray. And at least this is what happens on the Android one. I don't know if you can do this for iOS. Let's see. I have the app downloaded. You can, and then you get that, and then you can have, and then that's you. That $3 or $5 you're spending, is you buying a digital key for that movie, and they'll give you a digital key. So let me see if I can do it here. Doesn't look like it. And I don't have my phone on me. You can definitely do it on the Android. From what I remember. I don't know because I haven't done it. But I wanted to do it for the Simpsons movie because I had the DVD for the longest. And then I got the Blu-ray. And the Blu-ray is scratched somewhere, but it's not big enough for me to see, but it's bad enough for the movie to skip. Not even to skip. It digitally artifacts everywhere. So, a deal, this is from the article, would give NBCU ownership of VUDU's digital marketplace for movies and television shows. VUDU offers free, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so this is so Peacock, if we know that Peacock is going to be a tiered service. So you're going to have you're going to be able to watch Peacock stuff for free. But with ads, you can pay for. Then there's going to be a tier that's like $5, and you get like some Peacock stuff and some ads, and and then there's going to be like a $10 tier where you get no ads and all the Peacock stuff. So maybe my question is, I wonder if this is going to be the way that NBC Universal will try to build Peacock. And also, if this is true, then this is way too late in the game. But if this is how they're going to use that architecture from VUDU and build that into Peacock's free, or to Peacock streaming service, period. One, VUDU streaming service is not that good. No matter what, like I could pull up a movie right now and it would take a minute to pull up and play. So let's do that. Let's pull up Little Shop of Horrors, last movie I bought, I bought that a couple of weeks ago. It was $5. So I'll press watch right here. If you're watching the video, turn landscape. Okay, so on the iPad, it brings it up pretty fast. It's very strange because sometimes on the Xbox, it won't do it. I'm going to skip to the end of this movie so it's not staying in my do you want to watch it? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that would be Face ID. I think that would be a good idea for them. But if they were going to do this purchase, they would have had to have done this months ago. Walmart acquired VUDU in 2010 as the home video market began to decline. The service launched in 2004, allows people to buy and rent movies. Blah, blah, blah. I just explained that stuff. The Wall Street Journal first reported on the talks, also previously reported that NBCU is in talks to acquire ad-supported streaming platform Xumo. XUMO. I don't know what that is. It's Xumo. The company appears to be bulking up its video offering. What is Xumo? So Peacock will be coming pretty soon with the 3 tiers. $0, $5, and $10. What the heck is Xumo? Xumo looks like it's free TV. Wow. Okay. Started in 2011. It's just like TUBI or Crackle or the other free ones, Pluto. Even though Pluto's owned by CBS. I quite like Pluto. I only leave it on one channel, When they had the James Bond channel, I like to watch that periodically. But I only leave it on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles channel. So their website is just showing, oh, you know what? Oh, wow. It's got channels from Bloomberg Politics, Condé Nast, which is probably just Bon Appetit, Sports Illustrated, Glamour, Time, WSJ, Wall Street Journal, GQ, BuzzFeed, Newsy. But this is free, right? It's probably just taking, you know what this is? You know what I think this is? Sometimes on Pluto, there are some channels, and even on Amazon and now Hulu is doing it, which this pisses me off to no end. There's videos that you can find on YouTube, like channels that like BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed has a YouTube channel, or IGN has a YouTube channel, but then they all package it into a channel, like a forever playing channel on Pluto. So on Pluto, you'll see the IGN channel, or on Amazon, you'll see like a 5-minute video that was like a Funny or Die video that is on YouTube. That's still on YouTube, but it'll be its own separate thing on Amazon. I don't like that. Stop doing that. I don't like this. Zumo seems interesting. It's got the movie Memento. And, that movie with Jack Black, the Bernie movie. The one where I think he falls in love with an older woman and she dies or something like that. I don't remember. But that looks like it's on smart TVs. Stop packaging these internet stuff. All right, listen. Stop packaging internet stuff and selling it to me like I'm stupid. Listen, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about that thing I was talking about and then other stories. And we're back. I hope I left that in. I really did. I just got this clapper app for the iPad. And I just, obviously it has news time. What day is it? It has News Time's name on there and all this stuff because that's the only thing I need to use it for. But it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. You know what else is interesting? I wasn't looking for this. It's also weird to go on. I've been watching that Love Is Blind show. Also found out I woke up this morning. First thing I did was I Googled to see if this one couple was still together, and they're not. Jessica and Mark. But there is this past week I was watching Love Is Blind and all that stuff. But then just randomly I checked Facebook on Monday and I saw this girl I dated in college was like recommended to me. And I went, oh, it's strange. And clicked on her name. You know, to do some light stalking. And I'm just kidding. I didn't stalk. I wasn't stalking. But I clicked on her name and then it was like, boom. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't Facebook. It was Instagram. It was Monday on Instagram because that's the only thing I check. And I was looking at it and I saw it and she was recommended to me. And I went, oh, look at her. And I tapped on her. And then found out she got married. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then it's so crazy because you just don't feel anything for that person anymore. But I was like, whoa, this is crazy. You watch that Love Is Blind stuff and then also me just being inadequate for women. Just doing all that. So what I was going to talk about before, when I stopped myself, sorry, I just had to see if this was recording, was that today's Thursday, the day I'm recording this. Today, you're listening to it, which is probably Friday, but today's Thursday. 2 days ago, on Tuesday, this is the fastest turnaround I've had for an interview, but I wanted to get it done because I knew it was coming. I spoke to Jimmy Pardo of the Never Not Funny podcast, of Monk fame, of his Escape Science Show. I don't know what that, the show on the science television, a bunch of other things. Jimmy Pardo, one of my favorite comedians, and probably one of my favorite, I probably say, I don't want to say my favorite podcast, but one of my favorite podcasts. I got to speak to him, had a nice 20-minute conversation, recorded audio that no one will ever get to hear. Last 5 minutes are a doozy. It's true. And he was great. He was wonderful. He called me from his home in California. And it was everything I could have imagined. So obviously, if you listen way back, episode 20, and I only noticed the episode 20 because I just uploaded I just embedded a bunch of video on the website. But episode 20, gushing over Jimmy Pardo of this podcast is what I did. Gushing over Jimmy Pardo, episode 20. I told a story of how I met Jimmy Pardo, August 2017, at the Laughing Skull Lounge when he came into Atlanta. And I fumbled and mumbled and messed up my words. I was just a little baby then who didn't know how to talk to famous people. But now that I'm around famous people all the time, apparently, I spoke to him again over via the phone. He only had half an hour. So I had to pack in as much as possible. I did not get to ask all my questions, so hopefully I will be on Never Not Funny at some point because I'll be a media personality, and I'll get to ask him the rest of my questions. But regardless, great conversation. He's a very funny guy, very personable, very affable. We had a good conversation. We talked. I told him about it. I was like, "Hey man, I met you." It was very weird. I do fear, though, and I also felt this for another comedian whose interview I have not put up yet, but I will do that. That's also about 3 months old, but also somebody I really like and whose podcast I listen to. I was going through a rough patch when I didn't put that one up, and I feel so bad. Anyway, I like these two guys are the people that I feel like I rushed. And it's like, I really want to talk to them because like I made the time and they made the time and I just felt so bad because at the end, especially for Jimmy's, it was like he had to be done by 2 p.m. Eastern time or 3 p.m. Eastern time. And no, 2 p.m. Eastern. It doesn't matter. He had to be done at the top of the hour. And so we got to like it was like 1:56. And I would just, oh my God, I gotta finish. I can't ask any more questions. And either way, it was great. So that is up right now. You can watch it. I spent all day reading and writing it. I spent all day reading it and then I wrote it. So you can go ahead and watch it. It's got a lot of media in it, some videos, some pictures, all that good stuff. Definitely check it out. Share it with your friends, please. It's a portfolio. It's not a question and answer type. So definitely check that one out. I worked very hard on it. All right, so the main story comes from The Verge. Written by Julia Alexander, Love, Simon spinoff leads to more confusion over the Disney Plus and Hulu divide. So as you know, when Disney bought Hulu, they said they're going to put the family-friendly stuff on Disney Plus, and they're going to put the adult-leaning stuff on Hulu. The thing about that is, though, that there's some gray waters in between all that stuff. The show Love, Simon. Disney does not want to exactly be promoting. This is Disney's. This is what Disney believes, not me. Disney does not probably want to be promoting a PG-13-esque, gay themed film and all that stuff. Even though they bought Fox and they knew that the types of movies like this are going to be coming out, even though Disney hasn't put that type of stuff out. I should really bleep out that S word I said earlier this episode. I'll have to dig out the bleep now. But now, Love, Simon was supposed to be on Disney Plus, which is family oriented, which would be great to show like Love, Simon to families and stuff. But now it's going to be on Hulu. The fluidity between the streaming services means that Disney can pluck titles from one and drop it onto the other. The reaction to Disney's supposed explanation didn't go well. Oh, okay. So here, sources told Variety that the reason for the movie was because, or for the movie, what? The Love, Simon spinoff is going to be a TV show, right? Anyway, was because Disney didn't think a show that contained, quote, alcohol use and sexual exploration. Whoa, sexual exploration. Jesus. Ooh. Okay. Anyway, the title of the new show is called Love, Victor. And it follows a new student on a journey of self-discovery, facing challenges at home, adjusting to a new city, and struggling with his sexual orientation. Jesus, oh my gosh! High School Musical, the series, has 2 openly gay characters, apparently. So why did they not do this? That is so strange, Disney. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Oof. That does not bode well. Anyway, but then Julia goes down further in the thing, saying that shows like The Simpsons, The Simpsons and Mandalorian, even though those are a little bit more adult, they're on the Disney Plus service. Why? And then she also says that, Simpsons is like a driving force for Disney Plus. So people would sign up. People like me would just sign up, pay the $7 a month to watch The Simpsons anytime they want, which is what I did, obviously. And then I watched Encore. And then I watched Big City Greens. Both good shows. And then I watched Amphibia, which is, I have no plans on watching anything else except for The Simpsons. So then this is Todd Spangler and Joe Otterson over at Variety. To further that point, this article says questions remain for Disney Plus Hulu amid Iger Chapek CEO transition. So I'll talk about this on News Time next week. But Bob Iger stepped down, Robert Iger. Good man, Bob Iger, who was the CEO of Disney for, I think, 14 years, something like that. And so he's stepping back, but he's going to remain on the creative side of things. And they got this new guy, Bob Chapek, who's not new to the company because he was the head of Disney Parks. And apparently he was chosen because Disney Parks was just growing exponentially. As just as Disney Plus is growing exponentially, which apparently racked up 28.6 million users just 3 months out of the gate. And then there's gains at Hulu and ESPN Plus. And then let's see. Okay. So Disney Plus is obviously doing well. And Disney is really trying to bolster this streaming service. They just released, I think, the last season of the Clone Wars, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. They got another season of Mandalorian coming this fall, I believe. They got things coming left and right. Hopefully more Encore, because I love that show. I got 2 more episodes to watch. Why are ads popping up on Variety just randomly in the middle of an article? I don't mean like a pop-up. It was... The article repositioned itself. Disney Plus scored a big early, but not all has been smooth sailing. After it was announced that a Lizzie McGuire revival was in the works at Disney Plus, Variety exclusively reported that original series creator and revival showrunner Terry Minsky had been let go from the show over creative differences with Disney. It just changed again. Stop doing that. You know what's really funny? I saw. It's not funny. This is what kind of sparked my inclination of this. This is what sparked the stories for me. So after Love Victor was moved from Disney Plus to Hulu, Hillary Duff took to Instagram and said. And took a photo of like the article and said, sounds familiar, and she did that thing where, anyway, so we know that their creator was removed from the Liz McGuire revival. Was the Lizzie McGuire revival going to be a little bit more adult? Obviously Lizzie and her friends, Miranda and the rest, they've all grown up. And they're in their 30s now. They're adults. They're people. They're human beings. It stands to reason that show would be a little bit more adult. Isn't that what happened with Clueless? Clueless was like a PG-13 movie, and I can't remember Clueless the movie. I remember Clueless the TV show very well. I've seen Clueless the movie 1,000 times. I just can't remember right now. But Clueless the TV show, it had the same cast of people. Doesn't it make sense? Like, I think they not dumbed it down, but they tamed it down. They made it more teeny, rather than I don't know. I would think that for some of these shows, for the people that grew up with the shows, you would want to make it more adult. I just saw something that the Proud Family is coming back, and the Disney gave it the go ahead for Disney Plus. Shouldn't that show Penny Proud is going to be an adult, I assume. I think it's a cartoon, but they're going to make her an adult at some point. She can't be in high school still. The Invader Zim movie came back, and that was a little bit darker than the show, and the show was already dark. The Rocko's Modern Life, that movie was pretty dark. I don't know. I don't want to say dark, but then you have shows like That's So Raven. When that came back, Raven's Home. We got the beautiful Chelsea that joined her, and Anna Vanderleest, I believe, or Vanderpool. I have a huge crush on her. But that comes back, and it's still the same vein, probably even more childish because it's following Raven and her children. And Chelsea and her son, I think. I watched 4 episodes. Disney's going to have to figure out, because it's got High Fidelity on Hulu. And High Fidelity is probably was definitely already in the works before this Hulu acquisition. But then they have shows like Mighty Ducks series coming back, Turner and Hooch series, but they're going to Disney Plus. So they've got they have stated that one is for adults and one is for children. But then when you say something like Love Victor, or excuse me, one is for strictly adults and one is for strictly families. So you moving the chess pieces around, you're trying to change the game, is not helping. It's like the one time it's not helping, obviously. So Disney, you gotta stop making up rules as you go along. Because it just doesn't make sense. It's not helping in the long run. I think that might be it. Wow, an episode where I'm not rushed. Okay. I'm only this perked up because I just put out this thing with Jimmy Pardo and I'm very excited for it. So check it out. Seriously, check it out. It'll be great. Maybe I'll tag some of the interview at the end of this. I said that I did that last time, and guess who didn't do it? No, I don't want to do that. It's too much work. I have to pull out the bleep because I said the S word earlier. And if I left it in, then this show's no longer clean. No, we got to keep it clean. Listen, if you like what you heard here, head on over to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where finally everything has a place. We got shorts. We got a documentary I made a couple years ago. We got a video version of this show and a video version of News Time, as well as interviews. Jimmy Pardo, Maria Bamford, Sherry Cola, Nicholas Coombe, Craig Ferguson. At some point, the 2 people that I have not put up yet. It's so sad. Ron Funches, Lori Kilmartin, Jen Kirkman twice. I was going to say Ron Funches again. A whole bunch of people. Go check it out. If you want to see a video version of the show, head to youtube.com/cpluscomedy. You can see 147 videos. Head on over as well to youtube.com/cpluscomedy to see News Time, which is a weekly news show where I sit down in front of a camera with a script and read it, and it's sometimes funny, sometimes not. It's like the Daily Show. I choose one story, talk about it. The air just turned off, so I was wondering why I got really quiet. What else? Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Rate and review this show on Apple Podcasts. Listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play Podcasts. Other places. Thank you so much for listening. I love you. Have a good day. Bye.